This video lecture is devoted to the issue of intercultural communication within business context. Intercultural communication in business is the process of exchanging information and ideas across different cultures and social groups within a business context. It is increasingly important in today's globalized economy, where businesses operate across national borders and employ diverse workforce. So first, I would like to briefly highlight the concept of culture and its importance in communication. Culture is considered to be a code people learn and share. While learning and sharing, it requires communication. Culture influences how people adapt and learn, their perception of reality, language patterns, habits, customs, expectations, norms, and roles. In other words, it shapes what they do, what they say, and how they say it. Referring specifically to intercultural communication, it is defined as communication when the difference between communicators are so substantial that they can potentially create different interpretations about expectations. As a result, it can lead to misunderstandings, anger, hurt feelings, and other challenges. So let us have a closer look at what a misunderstanding actually is. The term is frequently used as a diagnostic label for what goes wrong in a conversation, especially when the conversation involves people from different cultural and ethnic backgrounds, or there are discrepancies in linguistic proficiencies. 4 aspects of intercultural misunderstandings can be identified, and they happen due to the following reasons: different cultural backgrounds, low linguistic proficiency, cultural stereotypes, and institutional influence. The issue of different cultural backgrounds, as well as the importance of cultural awareness, are covered in the other course videos. But here, I would like to comment on the aspects of stereotypes and linguistic proficiency. Apart from being culture aware, it is important to realize how cultural stereotypes can affect communication. Stereotypes may imply overgeneralizations that may be wrongly generalized to some members of the group. Also, these are preconceived beliefs about the characteristics of certain groups based on physical attributes and social status. Reasons for stereotyping lie in the fact that human beings have a psychological need to categorize and classify. The world is too big, too complex, and too dynamic to comprehend it all in detail. Stereotypes can be dangerous since they can make one think that a commonly held belief is actually true, when in fact it is not. They may compel people to only accept information that in accordance with their previous perception of a particular group. Stereotypes are difficult to change, in part because many were formed in childhood through messages from people we love and respect, as well as through portrayals in the media. They make people assume that all members of a group possess the same characteristics and they lack individual variations, and reduce people to a single aspect of their identities. Moreover, stereotypes can lead to the use of language that diminishes the worth of individuals, perpetuates overgeneralizations, and leads to inequality. Ultimately, they devalue individuals and groups and can result in inequality, for example, gender inequality, age inequality, religious inequality, and so on, which is very damaging to intercultural relations. Then let's continue and talk about language and intercultural communication. Linguistic proficiency plays a crucial role in intercultural communication because it directly influences how effectively individuals from different cultural backgrounds can understand and engage with one another. Language comprises a set of symbols shared by a community to communicate meanings and experiences. It is an integral part of our personal, social, ethnic, and national identities because the language we speak marks our cultural and social boundaries. So when it comes to the linguistic aspect of intercultural communication, second language has to be mentioned. Almost every intercultural interaction involves one or more individuals relying on a second language. However, during interactions with someone speaking a second language, there is a high potential for miscommunication unless the person is fluent and culturally knowledgeable. Language proficiency, as stated previously, plays a crucial role in communication between participants. Let's consider some key aspects that highlight its importance. High linguistic proficiency ensures clear and effective communication in a shared language. It facilitates clear understanding and helps individuals express ideas clearly, minimizing the chances of miscommunication and misunderstanding. When people are fluent in a common language, they can articulate their thoughts, emotions, and intentions more precisely, which fosters better communication. When communicating with people belonging to different cultures, it is important to be mindful of language barriers, and it can be more beneficial to use simple, clear language to avoid misunderstanding. It is something that can help ensure clear and effective communication in a shared language. Other key aspects related to intercultural communication involve active listening, implying that language proficiency is not just about speaking, it also involves comprehension. Being able to understand the nuances, expressions, and context of the language allows for active listening. It ensures that individuals are not just hearing the words, but also grasping the intended meaning, tone, and behind the communication. Let's keep in mind that language is closely tied to culture. Words, phrases, and expressions carry cultural significance and convey unique perspectives. Proficiency allows individuals to comprehend these cultural references and norms, thus fostering deeper intercultural understanding and respect. Without this understanding, there is a risk of misinterpretation or cultural intersensitivity. When someone can communicate fluently in another person's language, it shows respect for their culture and makes them feel valued. It fosters trust and helps in building strong relationships both personally and professionally. It also demonstrates a willingness to adapt to and learn about the other person's culture, which is crucial in intercultural exchanges. Effective communication that stems from linguistic proficiency can help break down stereotypes. By engaging in meaningful conversations, individuals learn that they share more in common than initially perceived, reducing prejudice and promoting mutual understanding. Language proficiency also aids in interpreting nonverbal communication. Understanding a language well enough allows one to notice body language, tone, facial expressions, and other nonverbal cues, which often carry additional meaning in intercultural settings. In multicultural environment, linguistic proficiency allows people to participate fully in discussions, social activities, and professional endeavors. It ensures that no one feels left out due to language barriers, which is particularly important in globalized workplaces or diverse societies. Effective communicators are often more culture adaptable. By understanding the language, one can navigate various social conventions, etiquette, and behavior that may differ from one's own cultural norms. This adaptability is vital in avoiding cultural faux pas and in fostering positive intercultural interactions. Proficiency in a language also involves understanding its emotional tone and connotations. This allows individuals to respond more empathetically, considering how their words might affect others in different cultural contexts, and helps to build stronger, more emotionally intelligent relationships. As to some tips for successful communication with people using a second language, we can refer to such suggestions as monitoring your speech rate, vocabulary choice, and nonverbal feedback. Being mindful and ensuring that the other person understands your message. What could be some effective strategies for effective intercultural communication in business? Let's take a look. These relate to developing cultural intelligence. Culture training and education should not be underestimated, and culture training should be organized for those preparing to do business internationally. Building diverse teams for intercultural communication is an important strategy for fostering innovation, improving problem solving, and enhancing global business outcomes. When managed effectively, a culturally diverse team can bring a wide range of perspectives, experiences, and ideas, making intercultural communication essential to the team's success. Utilizing technology for intercultural communication is also crucial in today's globalized world, when teams, organizations, and individuals interact across vast geographical and cultural divides. Technology provides powerful tools that can break down language barriers, facilitate real-time communication, and foster cultural understanding. The next strategy relates to establishing clear communication channels, which is critical for effective intercultural communication, especially in modern work environments. Clear channels ensure that all team members, regardless of their cultural backgrounds, can share ideas, express concerns, and collaborate effectively. Misunderstandings, confusion, and communication breakdown often arise when channels are unclear or culturally misaligned. And finally, effective negotiation and conflict resolution in cultural communication require deep understanding of cultural differences, empathy, flexibility, and clear communication strategies. Cultural variations in communication styles, decision-making processes, and conflict management approaches can lead to misunderstanding if not handled properly. Let us consider some benefits of effective intercultural communication. It helps to improve business relationship by means of building trust and rapport with international clients, partners, and colleagues. It enhances collaboration through fostering teamwork and innovation by leveraging diverse perspectives and ideas. It creates competitive advantage by navigating global markets more effectively and seizing opportunities in diverse cultural contexts. As a result of efficient intercultural communication, misunderstanding and conflicts are reduced. And finally, employee satisfaction and retention is increased by creating an inclusive and respectful work environment that values diversity. Finalizing my talk about intercultural communication, it has to be highlighted that communication is considered intercultural when the difference between communicators are so substantial that they can potentially create different interpretations and expectations that can lead to misunderstandings. During interactions with someone speaking a second language, there is a very high potential for miscommunication unless the person is fluent and culturally knowledgeable. Finally, stereotypes are preconceived beliefs about the characteristics of certain groups based on physical attributes or social status, and people cannot avoid using them. We have to keep in mind that cultural differences play a significant role in intercultural communication. Recognizing and respecting these differences, such as varying communication styles, attitudes towards authority, time, and conflict, can help people communicate more effectively across cultures. This is essential in international business, multicultural teams, and any context where individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds interact. Being culturally sensitive fosters mutual respect, reduces misunderstandings, and promotes successful collaboration in a globalized world.